Hey guys, Kevin with All in the Reflexes Boxing here. Okay, Canelo Alvarez is destruction of Amir Khan via knockout, like a freaking hard, cold knockout. Amir Khan was laid out for a good minute, if not longer. The lights were on, but no one was home. He was out before he hit the canvas. His head bounced. I mean, it was bad. And you know what? Maybe it's a little harsh to say destruction of Amir Khan, because I actually had Amir Khan winning the fight by 1 round at that point. I could also see it being a draw. I could also see it be Canelo by a round. So the fight was pretty competitive. Amir Khan was definitely doing the smart game plan. I mean, Amir Khan was fast. He was on the outside. He was really too fast for Canelo. And Canelo wasn't even really doing a good job of cutting off the ring early on. He really was just kind of following him around, and Amir Khan was kind of picking him off. However, one thing that I noticed early in the fight that I think probably led to Amir Khan, I don't want to say Amir Khan deviated from his game plan, because he really didn't that much, but he did hang in the pocket a little longer. He started hanging in the pocket a little longer, kind of rounds 4, 5, 6, and that's expected with an athletic sort of speedy style like Khan. You get tired. But I think one of the components here that not maybe a lot of people are talking about, or that I'm reading in articles, was the impact of Canelo's body work. Canelo landed that right hook to the body. I think it was like 26 times or something. Like, it was crazy. It was a lot. It's like 23 times or something. And Canelo wasn't really doing that well at the first, few rounds of the fight, but he was landing some body work. And I think that played into Khan not, probably having as much energy to kind of keep up that active style that was working so well for him. And again, this was just an amazing fight. I love this fight, you guys. This was great because it was two guys that were going at it, and they were both trying to work their strategy and doing, Amir Khan was doing a good job, but at the same time, Canelo was getting his in too. It wasn't like Canelo was getting schooled. I'd say the first couple of rounds, Canelo was, especially the first round, Canelo really wasn't really landing anything, in my opinion. And honestly, I think the punch stats on this fight are kind of questionable. It says that like Canelo landed more punches than Amir Khan. I don't know. Amir Khan was throwing some pretty sick 5-6 punch combinations, and given not all those punches were landing cleanly, but they weren't all landing cleanly, but they, I feel like Khan was at least landing more. So anyways, there's not a whole lot to say on this fight. My prediction officially, I think, so it's interesting. On YouTube here, I have a prediction video for this fight where I think I say my prediction is Amir Khan wins on points, because I think Amir Khan had lost enough times by deviating from the game plan. And honestly, the first 5.5 rounds, so all the way up until Amir Khan got knocked out, I feel like Amir Khan was basically following the game plan. I felt like I was kind of sitting there watching with some friends, and I was like, okay, Amir Khan's winning the fight. It's not a blowout, but I think he's at least a round, if not 2 ahead. And I think he's doing good. He's not deviating. Khan is not getting lured into a slugfest with Canelo like he did Danny Garcia and some others. So I was really optimistic that my prediction was going to hold. That would be Khan by points. And here's the deal. I don't think Khan really deviated from the game plan. I think Canelo just stepped it up and landed a really good shot. It was those shots you don't see that hurt the most. And if you saw the replay, what happened is Khan feinted a jab, right? So he faked that he was going to jab. And it was almost like what it's kind of like Charles Martin versus Anthony Joshua. Remember how that counter always started? It always started because it happened twice in a row, like literally back to back, remember? Charles Martin kind of put out a little jab that was almost, it wasn't a feint, but it was like very non-committal jab. And that is what Anthony Joshua was able to counter. And those are the worst shots. You do not want boxers throwing those punches, because you're either going to feint or you're going to throw the jab hard, right? Like with intention. Both Martin and Khan kind of did this weird, like, it was almost like a, I don't know, it was almost like, I guess they could probably say it was a feint, but at the least they were not all there mentally when they were throwing it, because right as Khan threw this kind of feint jab, Canelo just countered with the big right, and I mean, it was good night. Khan was unconscious before he hit the canvas, and man, you guys, so I can't even really hate on Amir Khan that much. I feel like he did really well up until he, maybe you could say, maybe had a lapse of one momentary lapse where he kind of hung in a little too long, or maybe he got a little lazy. Like maybe he kind of felt like maybe Canelo kind of lured him to sleep a little bit, and Amir just kind of got distracted. I don't know what you would want to say, but I just feel like I just have a lot of respect for Amir Khan. I mean, he went in there, he did a really good job. He stepped up in weight, and it's Canelo Alvarez, man. I mean, the bottom line is Khan got hit because he wasn't moving. You know, he wasn't continually moving. He was kind of in front of Saul Alvarez toward the end. But again, it wasn't like a bad problem. It was just sort of, I don't want to belabor this too much. All I have to say is, great fight. Honestly, I'd like to see a rematch. I don't necessarily think they should, but if there was a rematch, I would see it. I would totally want to see that fight again, because I don't necessarily think it ends the same way. But I think what this shows us is that really nothing new about Canelo. It's amazing to me how successful Canelo is, considering how slow he is, how plodding he is. But you know what? We'll make that a different video. I'm going to talk about. We'll get to the Canelo Alvarez versus GGG thing. Obviously, that was the big thing. Was everybody Amir Khan basically saying, you better fight Triple G now, Canelo, which was weird. And Max Kellerman was like, why do you care if he fights Triple G? And I think the reason why he was saying that is he wanted to sort of say, well, I risked it, so he should risk it. He was kind of Amir Khan was trying to get props for himself. I think that's what was going on. But man, this is great. This was a good fight. I really enjoyed this fight. And you know what? I don't think this hurts Khan's legacy. I don't think Amir Khan's stock went down one bit. I really don't. And for people that are like, no, this proves that he's chinny. Really? You think any other fighter would have not gone down from that shot from Canelo? Amir Khan showed that for half the fight, he was beating Canelo Alvarez. One moment changed that. And look, all credit to Canelo. That was awesome. But I don't think this takes away from Amir Khan much at all. It doesn't necessarily add. Okay, he could have lifted his legacy by beating Canelo. But I just really feel like, Khan's got my respect, and Canelo's got my respect, man. I mean, Canelo is, he has it all together. You know what I mean? He's just very calm, very patient, a little too plodding at points, a little too slow. But man, he has heavy hands. He's a good counterpuncher. He gets it done. He really is able to time shots really well. So I don't know. Canelo is interesting. I think the guy. It's what's interesting is, if you ask me, Kevin, who's going to beat Canelo? Well, obviously Mayweather beat Canelo, and I think Mayweather beat Canelo because Mayweather had faster feet, faster hands, and was a counterpuncher. And the interesting thing is, Amir Khan has even faster hands than Mayweather, even faster feet than Mayweather, but he doesn't have the same mind. He doesn't have the same timing. He doesn't have the same ring generalship where he knows where he needs to be. Amir Khan seemed to sometimes hang there a little too long And look, he wasn't terrible about it, but it was enough to where Canelo caught him. So that's my thoughts on the fight, you guys. I thought it was a good fight. All mad respect to Amir Khan and Canelo. Congratulations to Canelo. I will be dying waiting for the GGG versus Canelo fight. Canelo can say what he wants about being Mexican and we get down to business and all that stuff. You know what? Believe it when you see it, because fighters can talk tough knowing that they can hide behind management companies and hide behind contractual stuff. And so I'll believe it when they're in the ring, okay? And I don't assume Canelo's hiding from GGG. I'm just not so sure he's as anxious to fight him as he claims, okay? Also, man, with that GGG Canelo fight, it's hard. I mean, GGG is undefeated, but the truth is, isn't Canelo really undefeated? I mean, he lost to Mayweather, but so what? Everybody loses to Mayweather. And it's not like he did lose to Mayweather convincingly, but it's not like Mayweather beat him up. Mayweather just avoided getting hit and then, like he does everyone, just tags him enough to win on points. So it's not really like Canelo got his butt whooped or anything. Though he did convincingly lose, if that makes sense. He just didn't get all. So Canelo's pretty much unbeaten besides Mayweather, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure that Triple G's undefeated status means a whole lot. I think there's a big argument that Canelo has been in with better opposition than Triple G. I don't even think that's an argument. I think that's fact. Okay? And, guys like Triple G, who I love Triple G because he's so unassuming. He's just like, I want the belts, He's just a destroyer, Guys like Triple G are easy to say, Triple G is going to beat Canelo, because Triple G, we've never seen him lose. Do you know what I mean? But you guys, you will be amazed how guys can stay undefeated because of who they've been fighting. And once they step up their level of competition, it all changes. And what I love about Triple G's style, may not be the best, but it's entertaining for me. Triple G will get hit. He'll risk getting hit just to hit you. He doesn't freaking care, because Triple G knows if I can just land half of my power on you, you're going out. I love that. The problem is, what if those punches are the kind of punches that Amir Khan got hit with tonight? What if that punch that Triple G doesn't care about getting hit with because he's going to throw fireworks back, what if that punch from Canelo is the same type of punch that hit Amir Khan? Do you guys really think Amir Khan is just weak-chinned and went down because he's weak-chinned? Guys, that punch was perfectly timed. Perfectly timed. It was a hard shot, perfectly timed, bang on the chin. I mean, I'm not sure Triple G is going to be able to take one of those or two of those. So I'm not saying Triple G loses. I actually, right now, if I had to put my money, I feel like I'd want to go Triple G because he feels invincible to me, just from and obviously he's not. I think Triple G, what's funny is, again, Amir Khan is the kind of guy that should be able to beat Canelo. He should be able to beat Triple G because he's got this speed. But, when you let Canelo hit you to the body 26 times within 5-6 rounds, you can't maintain that speed and you can't maintain that elusiveness. So, again, props to Canelo, props to Amir Khan. Great fight. I'd say a rematch. Not saying I want to right now, but it wasn't such a blowout, even though it did end in dramatic fashion. The fight I want to see, more than David Haye versus Fury. Seriously? Sorry. I may want to see David Haye versus Fury the most, but just because I want to see Fury just get clocked. But I think the fight, probably the biggest fight right now, would be Triple G versus Canelo, to me anyway. And I think I'd probably definitely roll by both with KO, right? There's no one in the world that's going to bet on points in that fight or even to win. It's just going to be by KO, either GGG or Canelo. I feel like I'd roll with Golovkin. I think Golovkin has the confidence, the power, and I think he has probably less mileage on him. I don't know. I just kind of feel like GGG has the edge. But honestly, I'm not even that confident in that kind of pseudo prediction, because Canelo just kind of continues to, I don't want to say surprise me, but he continues to just get it done, So anyways, let me know what you guys thought about Amir Khan's performance. What did you think about Canelo? in terms of his performance. Wasn't impressed with him early on, but again, he's the kind of guy that's patient. And what do you think about the upcoming potential Triple G versus Canelo fight? We'll talk more about that if it ever gets announced and as it comes closer. But my initial prediction would be leaning toward Triple G by KO. But honestly, I'd probably hedge it with Canelo by KO. I don't know. That just seems like such a toss-up fight in many ways. I'd probably have to really go in and watch more Triple G videos to look at footwork, to see who's he fought that are guys that have similar type of speed to Canelo. You'd really have to dissect some of the tape, I think, to come out with a real clear prediction, which is what I'll do if the fight gets announced. Is I'll try to watch each fight, 3, 4, 5 fights of each fighter and really try to analyze. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Wow, good fight. Awesome. Cool. Comment, like, subscribe, all that. We'll talk below. Thanks.